G'day, it's John here out on the trucks for Earthcare Environmental. It's good to see so many people putting out their food waste for recycling. In 3 months, there's been a big drop in waste going to landfills and a big rise in recycling generally. Well, that's good, but we can do better. So come on, Putararu, give us more of your food waste and we'll show New Zealand how it's done.
In January 2011, a survey undertaken of the domestic rubbish collected in the township of Putararu found that while less than 5% was green or garden waste, almost 40% was food waste.
If you're looking at reducing the amount of waste you send to landfill, then food waste is the largest single chunk of what households throw out. Nationally, the figure is 40%. In the UK, the figure is more like about 30%. Around about 3 to 4 kilos per household per week, pretty much everywhere.
We've looked around the world to look at the best ways of recycling, and one of the single biggest targets is reducing food waste from the general household collection. There are 2 ways to do this. One is by collecting food and garden waste together, and the other one is by collecting food waste on its own.
On the surface of it, it seems like a good idea to collect food waste and garden waste together, but if you go and collect the food waste and the garden waste together, you get a lot of extra garden waste coming through the system that you weren't collecting before, and it's very hard to control for things like contamination. So that obviously adds a lot of cost to the system.
It's been proven internationally that separating food waste from garden waste reduces the cost of collection and processing.
When you make compost, you need to have the right kind of carbon and nitrogen balance. If you collect the food waste on its own, you can actually control the mix of garden waste and food waste in the process, so they can get the right balance between the green waste and the food waste.
What we were trying to do was recycling only, but feedback from councils meant that we had to provide a full service, including general waste collections. Having decided to do that, we're now targeting the materials in the general waste stream that we can remove from the landfills, reducing harm to the environment and improving benefit and reuse of raw materials.
Understanding the benefits and efficiency of a separate food waste collection, Earthcare Environmental began a dedicated food waste collection trial in Putararu in April 2011. The first of its kind in New Zealand.
The food waste collection takes place on the same day as the regular rubbish collection and is done in cooperation with the South Waikato District Council.
A local information campaign prepared the residents for the trial. And this included brochures, postcards and flyers, radio and newspaper advertising, and an 0800 helpline and website.
Today I've just got some vegetable soup going, all the bits that I'm not using, like my onion skins, garlic skins, all my meat scraps, all my bones. It's all the stuff that I don't want in my compost bin. Makes it easy. Biff it out on a Tuesday and off it goes. The bag itself just keeps on taking it. It's easy enough to pull out when you're done. Ties up nicely like that. Even though there's a bit of liquid in the bottom, it's not leaking. It just goes into the big blue bin, put the lid on, lock it up, all ready to go.
We like to have the handle in the up position, basically for 2 things. It makes it easier for the guys when they're coming to collect it. Probably the most important thing is it stops the cats and the dogs getting into the bin.
These are the cornstarch recyclable bags. These are the ones that you use in the caddy. They break down easier and, unlike the plastic, don't last forever. The slatted sides and bottom keeps it dry, keeps the airflow coming through, and no smells, no odours, no leaks. So hopefully everybody else picks it up.
So far the collection's going really well. What we've found is we're sitting at over 50% participation, so we're really happy with that. And at the moment we're looking at about 21% reduced waste to landfill, so really stoked.
The system is well proven in the UK, Italy and other parts of Europe, so we had very, very high expectations of the trial. We'd like to improve the participation rate by about 10 to 15%, which will get us to a really world-class standard.
With all the recycling we do, that this just seems another extension of what I'm already doing. Really happy that it's going off to be used as fertiliser and not going into some big dump somewhere to create problems that we don't need.
Besides reducing the increasing volume of waste going to landfill, separated food waste makes compost production far more efficient, and high-grade compost plays a major part in raising the efficiency of New Zealand's agricultural sector.
First of all, we can do things like reduce the need for cultivation because the compost helps improve the soil structure. By improving soil structure, we're actually going to reduce the amount of erosion that occurs. It improves the water holding capacity of the ground. Work in Australia, for example, has shown a 20% reduction in irrigation requirements. Then we can substitute some of the fertiliser. So that again reduces the cost of growing the crop. We've got the possibility that composting may also reduce the requirement for pesticides by helping improve disease resistance. And finally, it produces an increase in yield.
Every 1% improvement in horticultural yield is worth $30 million to the New Zealand market annually.
We've been doing some trial work and we've measured yield increases of the order of 15 to 20%. The potential for generating extra revenue to benefit the New Zealand economy is enormous.
It's really good to see likes of Earthcare Environmental making an effort to actually try and take the lead and put in place good practice systems, and hopefully what will happen is that people actually see the results from the trials and start to follow and put in these sorts of systems themselves.
Expanding this project to become part of the routine waste collection around the country is something whose time has come, and we've also developed the systems to safely and effectively turn that food waste into compost without creating any public nuisance.
These people who brought this idea up, it's really well done.
The benefits of a separate food waste collection are many, for the homeowner, the community, agriculture, and of course the planet. They include reduced cost of collection and processing, reduced odours from rotting food waste in your rubbish bin, a lockable outside bin that deters pests, reduction of your general rubbish by up to 40%, an opportunity to recycle more of your waste, reduced methane gas in landfill sites, a major cause of global warming, helping council and residents keep down the cost of waste disposal in landfills, and helping sustain natural resources and leave the world a better place for our children. Food waste is a valuable resource that we can't afford to simply dump along with the rest of our rubbish. It's not difficult to collect, and there's a ready local market that's able to process all we can deliver and turn it into a high-quality agricultural compost. It's more efficient, it's recognised as world best practice, and it's better for the planet.